What's going on, everybody? Alex here, Nickens Lawn and Landscape. It's a nice day out here today. It is cold, but we got some sunshine and it looks like the frost is starting to melt off the grass, so we got to get out here and get our cleanups done. We've only got about 6 or 7 left to do, and we're going to try to get all those done today if we can. We're going to bring you guys with us as much as possible. We're going to have to hustle to get her done. It's already 8 o'clock, but we're going to bring you guys with us and show you as much as we possibly can, try to get all these cleanups done, and pretty much call it a year on that. So with that being said, let's get out of here, see if we can't get all these done. Guys, we're gonna try this again. We got down the road and the truck started flashing engine power reduced, and then right after that it said change fuel filter. So I don't know what happened there, but if you've ever had engine power reduced on your truck, it goes into limp mode. Basically you can't go over like 25 miles an hour, so we had to turn off on a side road and limp it back home. We were only about 3 miles down the road, and it's been really cold the past couple days. So what I'm thinking is a possibility that the fuel may have gelled up in the fuel filter. I've heard of that happening, and it wasn't down to single digits, but it was probably in the mid-teens. So I guess we'll see what happens. But I changed the fuel filter, or we changed the fuel filter, and we're hitting the road again. So let's see what happens. If you're new, guys, this is the truck that we swapped the engine on. We put a new engine in this truck probably about a month ago, 5 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah, probably about a month or 5 weeks ago. And it's been good up until this point. I had one check engine light pop on and it was low coolant temperature range. I think the thermostats need to be swapped out. It's common on these from what I've read. But that hasn't came back on since, so who knows about that, but we'll see what happens here. It did have a check engine light just now. It was low fuel rail pressure. It was P0087, I think is what it was, and I checked that with this little cheapie from O'Reilly's. I need to upgrade and get a better scanner for sure. That's definitely in the plans. I doubt I'll do it before the end of this year, but that's definitely in the plans. I'm gonna get a Snap-on Solus Pro, I think. From what I've heard, that's what I need. With the 14.1 or newer update, if anybody knows anything about that, leave it down in the comments and let me know exactly what I need. I wanna run, I think, from what I've told, that runs up to a 2014 Duramax, and I'm planning on upgrading my fleet in 2019 and have all LMMs, which is an 07.5 to a 2010. So my plan is to have 3 of those. So as long as that Solus Pro will run those, I want to find 3 good trucks. I've already got one, the one we're sitting in now. But I want to find 2 more good trucks and run those trucks and be able to scan those trucks. And I've been told, like I said, that the Snap-on Solus Pro will do that. So that's my plan, is to get my hands on one of those and be able to diagnose these things like a pro. But for now, I'm just praying we can get out here and get our leaf cleanups done. If we have this breakdown right now and we're not able to get our cleanups done, that's really going to suck. But we're passing the point right now on the road where we were at whenever it did it last time, so fingers crossed. Has it said anything about the fuel filter? Alright, and we're going about 65 now, so it's not looking bad. And whenever I took that filter off, I dumped it out, took that bottom, those of you guys that know Duramax is that bottom plastic piece, that water drain or whatever. I took that part off after I got the filter off, and it just poured out nasty stuff. And it's only been, I mean, the truck sat for probably a month or so after the engine went out, but the fuel filter that was on it whenever the engine went out, was only like probably 200 miles. So that fuel filter hasn't had 1,000 miles on it, and I guess just from sitting for that month, it was disgusting. So I know people say you can do your fuel filters every time you change your oil, but in this case, like I said, it had less than 1,000 miles and it was really bad. So anytime you're having a fuel issue on these trucks, I would just highly recommend just swapping that fuel filter. Alright guys, so the fuel filters seem to do it. We made it to our first property. Let's get out here and check this one out real quick. This one got a lot of leaves. We do this every year. We did a video on it last year. There she is. A lot of leaves. This back is like a mulch area, landscape, one big landscape bed pretty much. There's only one little strip of grass right here. And then in the front, it's got those two big trees. So it's got those three right there, and then that big one right there. But that hasn't dropped them all yet. And then the neighbors have some big trees too. So lots of leaves. Get her done. Alright, so we got her done. Got everything vacuumed up. Got her looking good, and while we were here, the neighbor right over here across the street and down one came out. They want their front yard done, so we're gonna knock that out real quick. Alright, and another one bites the dust. Got her all done. Got them loaded up. We got a full box here. Time to go dump. Get on to the next one. Alright guys, we just wrapped up another one. This one we did the full tilt. Had that tree there in the front. Wasn't too much on the sides here. But the back was pretty gnarly. They got a lot of trees. On to the next. Alright guys, just got to the last stop for the day. We're not going to get our route finished, but that's okay. We picked up an extra one, so no big deal. But this one is a double stop, 2 houses right next to each other. There's a lot of leaves. Alright guys, so we're wrapping it up here.
We've got a lot of it done. What we do pretty much is make a bunch of tunnels, or veins, if you want to call it that.
Alright guys, so I'm coming in here with the voiceover. You couldn't really hear me over the blower back there, Nick running that. So what we're doing here is blowing them into a bunch of different tunnels. We're basically breaking the two lawns up into a bunch of areas, and then we blow all the leaves into a bunch of tunnels or a bunch of strips here. Blowing it into these strips makes it a lot easier and kind of corrals everything, puts it into areas, and then we can easily plow it to the front and go back through and clean that up. And then all we got to do is take the two blowers and go clean up those two tunnels real quick. So we'll take the leaf plow, push all that stuff up here, and then we'll have a bunch of big piles up by the road. And then we just take the blowers and clean up those runs or those veins, and we're done. We've only been here for about an hour. There's a lot of leaves here, guys. So we've only been here for about an hour, and I'm getting ready to jump on the plow now. We've got everything blown into the areas that we want it. Now all we gotta do is plow it up here and then quickly take the blower, go over it, and vacuum all this stuff up. Alright guys, so we didn't get to turn the camera on when we finished those last two. It was about 7:30 when we finally finished. We ended up filling the truck up one time. Nick had to go dump that while I finished the cleanup. And then he came back, we vacuumed up everything that I had corralled while he was gone, and we were finally finished. But it ended up taking a little bit longer than planned. I was hoping to get it all in one trailer, but there was a lot of leaves. I mean, we packed it in there, got it full, stomped it down, got it full. We did that like 3 times, got it full and stomped it down. So there was a lot of leaves in there, and then we probably filled up the truck again halfway by the time it was all said and done. So definitely a lot of leaves, but we got it all done, and that's what matters. So we've only got 2 cleanups left. Not sure when we'll get those done. We're supposed to get a lot of rain here at the end of the week, so they may be put on hold till next week. But for the most part, we are done with our cleanups, and I really want to get these few done here soon so we can get our equipment winterized and go full into snow. And I think I've got some new snow accounts, so we'll be talking about that in a future video. But I'm excited about that, and we're kind of going to be switching gears here. And we're hoping to get the truck worked on here in the next couple days as well, kind of while it's raining. So exciting, big couple of days coming up, and we'll be sharing that with you guys in the next couple of videos. So as always, we appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let us know what you thought. And I'll see you in the next one.